So, you're moving to Missouri, you're PCSing to Whiteman, or you're coming to Knob Noster or Warrensburg for a job. And, oh my gosh, can you afford a house? Let's talk about it. Today, we're gonna talk about an update on the housing market. Stay tuned. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because I make a new video every single week and you're gonna wanna get notified. Also, I see also a lot. Anyway, my contact information is right down below. So people call me from all over the world. I'm actually helping someone who's coming from Seattle, moving here, find a house. And they had so many questions. They reached out, they first texted me, then they emailed me, and now we're working together and it's awesome. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate, give me a call. Today, friends, we are talking about the housing market. Dun, dun, dun. I know, it's just been a rough and crazy ride for everyone involved, I tell ya. So we are gonna talk about the most recent updates in the housing market, not only in the United States, but specifically in Missouri, super specifically in Johnson County, Missouri, which is where Warrensburg is, Whiteman Air Force Base is, etc., etc. So let's just get started. As most of you have probably heard, the Feds hiked up the interest rates again. So this kind of puts a lot of people looking for houses in this middle ground of like, oh my gosh, can I afford a house? How do I afford a house? So let's just delve in and see how the interest rate hikes affects the housing market and is affecting the housing market and what you pay for a mortgage right now. Here we go. So let's talk about the United States. So actually, interestingly enough, the amount of houses on the market has increased by 7.4%. So this is actually a really good thing for anyone looking to buy a house. We have so many more houses, I mean, not so many, but definitely more than last year on the market compared to June 2022. That means that buyers have more options when it comes to choosing a house, therefore they have more negotiation ability. So if there's more houses on the market, they don't have to just throw all of their offers towards one house and then you see those multiple offers, multiple competitive bids happening. This way, it's a little more of a buyer's market versus just being a seller's market like June of last year. Also, interestingly enough, the median price of homes has dropped. And this is the first time it's dropped since 2017. It's only dropped by 0.09%, but that's still a drop because it had steadily been going up across the United States since 2017. Also, in the United States, homes are staying on the market for an average of 44 days, which is up 13% over last year. So that just kind of tells you the same thing I was talking about. It's a little more of a buyer's market. There's more homes available, so people don't have to be quite so intense and jumping on the first house that comes to market that they see. So homes are sitting there a little bit longer. Buyers have a little more negotiation ability, but sellers are still happy because homes still are moving. Okay. Let's break down Missouri specifically. So in Missouri, in June in 2023, you had an average sales price of around $260,000 and a median sales price of around $240,000. So this is definitely down from June of last year. So you can definitely see that the home prices are fluctuating down just a little bit, which basically goes along with what I just said about the housing market in the United States overall. Also, the days on market time has increased slightly between 21 days up to 25 days. This is really an interesting statistic as well because typically, especially when I first got into the real estate market, the average amount of time that a house will sit on the market is between 35 to 47 days. We see in Missouri that's a lot shorter, specifically in Johnson County when I talk about that more, but 24 days is still a pretty short amount of time, and that's compared to last year of 21 days, that 2022. Woo, the housing market then was spicy. Another really interesting statistic is the amount of money that the seller received or the percentage of original list price received. As you can see, that's also dropping. So last year it was 97.8% and this year it's 97.2%. So again, a very small margin, but that kind of gives you an idea that the buyers are getting a little more power when it comes to making offers and possibly getting a house below market value price or below the price that it's listed at. Though interestingly enough, in Missouri, June of this year versus June of last year, there's actually less houses on the market. So go figure. Let's delve deeper though, because I focus mainly on Johnson County, Missouri. That's where most of my clients choose to buy and sell their houses, just because we have Warrensburg, Noster, and Whiteman Air Force Base. As any of you who have watched any of my previous videos, I do talk a lot about our housing market here because it's so unique. It's like this really cool, feisty bubble. It's the best way I can describe it. Because of Whiteman and military families coming to Whiteman for 2 to 6 years, and the University of Central Missouri, where families or students or parents who buy their students' homes come to the university for 2 to 4 years, we have a really high turnover of houses. So people come here, they buy because they're intelligent and they don't just want to throw money away on rent. They stay in that house for a couple years, let it gain in value, and then turn around and sell it and make a profit. So our turnover is just consistent. Hence, the housing market in Johnson County is very different from any other small town housing market around the world. So let's talk about a specific market update for Johnson County, Missouri. So in June 2023 versus June 2022, the average and median sale prices respectively were $289,000 and $269,000. So much higher than the rest of Missouri. And again, that's because houses in this area, in Warrensburg and Noster, are very highly sought after, especially if you're in that like 300K and below range. Those houses, they sell like hotcakes. What can I say? It's true. Very easy to sell. And as you'll notice, in Johnson County, Missouri, our days on market looks drastically different than the United States as a whole, or even Missouri as a whole. It's 19 and 23 days respectively. So this year in June, houses stayed on the market for 23 days versus last year, they only stayed on the market for 19 days. And if you have a house that's well priced, under $250,000, there's a really good chance that it's gonna go like that. For example, I listed a house 2 days ago for $215,000. It was a cute, adorable 3-bed, 2-bath. It was around 1,300 square feet. I listed it for $215,000, like I said. It sold in 3 hours and above asking offer price. So if you have a great house and it's in a really good price range in Warrensburg, you will probably sell your house fast if you have a really good real estate agent. Moving on to the list price received, that has gone down slightly, so from around 99% down to 98%. And I have noticed this personally, there's a little more negotiation happening between buyers and sellers, between buyers agents and sellers agents, I should say, which is nice because then both sides feel like they're both getting a good deal, versus last year, the sellers could really just pick and choose and be like, nope, want more money, sorry, someone else will pay for it. So the buyers have a little more negotiation power. So what's interesting though is this isn't necessarily shown in the inventory. The inventory has gone down, so 132 houses on the market last year versus 102 houses on the market this year. Now, I bet y'all can think why there aren't as many houses on the market, and that is because of the interest rates. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, the feds just bumped them up again. And I know people that don't have to move and they're just gonna stay exactly where they are because they have a mortgage payment at 2.3%, 3.5%, 4.5%. Why would they want to sell their house now if they don't have to and then purchase another house at 6.5 or 7%? So you're getting people staying in their homes longer versus, if you're leaving, if you're PCSing, if you're changing your duty station from Whiteman to another Air Force base, obviously you have to sell your house, and that's what's happening. But for the most part, other people are just kind of sitting put for now. Hopefully, as we see interest rates drop at the end of this year, or hopefully at the beginning of next year, which I do think they will, we'll see a larger amount of sellers put their houses on the market, because then they'll be more comfortable moving and purchasing another property. So, speaking of those interest rates, let's do a little bit of math, and you don't have to do it. I already did it. You're welcome. But I kind of broke down at 7% interest, which is around what it is right now, what you would pay for different homes, so different priced homes. For example, here's a house behind me. It's around $200,000. So at $200,000 with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 7%, you're looking to pay around $1,330 per month. That is the mortgage payment that you would make at 7% on a $200,000 house. So in contrast, someone who has a mortgage at 5% is only going to be paying about $1,073 on their mortgage. So that is about a $200 some difference. Now moving up to $300,000 at 7%, you're looking to pay around $1,995 per month. That would be your mortgage with 7% interest. At 5%, it would only be around $1,600. So that just kind of increases. At $400,000, you're looking at a $2,600 mortgage at 7%, but at 5%, it's only $2,100. So what are some options? Well, one thing that I have really talked to a lot of my clients about is talking to their lender and then talking to the seller of the house that they want to buy, or actually not personally talking to them, have your agent do it, guys. But buying down points. And what does that mean? So you can actually negotiate into your contract the seller making a concession of buying down your interest rate for a certain amount of years. I actually just did this for a client who's moving here, and they're moving here from the West Coast, and they're purchasing a house in Warrensburg. And the mortgage payment on this $250,000 house was just high for them at this interest rate. So we negotiated in the seller allowing a concession of $5,000 to pay down the interest rate for the first 3 years of their mortgage, so that their mortgage payment was a lot more affordable. So this is a really good trick that some agents know, not all agents know, but if you have a really good lender and if you have a really good agent, this is something that you should really talk to them about, because for those next couple years, while the interest rates are higher, you can have this lower interest payment, this lower mortgage payment with lower interest, and then once the interest rates go down, you can refinance. Great option. So, in summary, yes, the feds are just sticking it to us in this housing market, but all is not lost. There are some great lenders out there that have great tips and tricks for helping buy down those interest rate amounts, for helping you find an affordable mortgage, and, find a really good real estate agent. Because also, there's so many houses on the market that you can get for a lower price. You just have to have an open mind. For example, I have another client who, there was this amazing house. It was a fixer-upper, and we were able to negotiate the price down to the point that he could actually have a contractor come in and make it completely ready to move in, and it was still under $200,000, and it was a very affordable home. He just had to look past the cosmetic updates, which I helped him with. But if you can look past things like that, you can still find amazing deals and amazing homes in this current housing market. You just have to have a good agent. Okay, there we go. There's the market update. All is not lost. It will get better, and it's not that bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below, because I make a new video every single week and you're gonna wanna get notified. Also, my contact information is right down there. And I talk to people from all over the world who are coming here, who are moving here, who just have questions about the town or need help finding a house. And I love talking to people about both things. So if you're coming here, do not hesitate to reach out. Talk to you soon.